Well, thanks for logging on. Meteorologist Brandon Lashbrook here, and there is plenty to talk about in the world of tropics as we enter almost the last week or so of June. 3 areas to watch into the tropics called Gulf of Mexico and Atlantic as well. Start off with the disturbance in the Atlantic. We have some disorganized showers and some storms well east of the Bahamas. It has a low chance of development still as it moves generally west-northwestward and should be near the Florida-Georgia coastline maybe around Friday or so. Not too concerned about that one here in Louisiana. Now here in the Gulf of Mexico, there is newly classified or newly named Tropical Storm Alberto in the southwest Gulf of Mexico. That has sustained 40-mile-per-hour winds, and it's going to bring some flooding rains to portions of Texas and Mexico as well. But that will be moving westward. And then behind that, as you get to about this upcoming weekend, there's a chance that we may see another area of low pressure develop in that same area in the southwest Gulf of Mexico. That would be disturbance 2 there. Has a low chance right now, 30% chance of development over the next 7 days, as that may generally move north-northwestward. Something to keep an eye on for sure over the next day or so, but no immediate tropical impacts from that for here in Baton Rouge and Louisiana. So let's talk a little bit more about Tropical Storm Alberto. Current winds as of the 4 p.m. advisory this Wednesday at 40 miles per hour, pressure down to about 95 millibars. And so we see a good circulation here of some of this counterclockwise flow. We see a lot of the rainfall though still down to the south and north toward Texas. So it's a pretty massive, pretty big system overstretching most of the western Gulf of Mexico this Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday evening. But as you look at the current track of this or current rainfall, as we see on radar, we see some of this rain working its way into coastal Texas, seeing a few tornado warnings here and there popping up near Corpus Christi. A lot of rain moving westward, going to bring some heavy rainfall and some flooding concerns. But thankfully here in Louisiana, as you see, we just have a few scattered showers out there across our areas. There's a few pop-up showers, a couple of storms out there here and there, but nothing too widespread for our day for Wednesday here in southern Louisiana. And next few days though, keeping that lower in rain chance as the bulk of the tropical moisture will be moving westward and away from our area here locally in Louisiana. Now, the current track of Alberto has it moving westward, making landfall near Thursday or so. But notice outside that cone, notice how wide that wind field of tropical storm force winds is. That is about 39 miles per hour or greater in that orange color there. So pretty large system, bringing a lot of impacts as well. And you see that tropical storm warning in effect for portions of coastal Texas there, stretching from the southern tip of the Texas coast all the way up to about Galveston or so. So going to bring some tropical impacts still over the next day or so as it begins to move westward. And again, that is away from our area here in Louisiana, but indirectly we are seeing some of those indirect impacts here locally. Seeing winds a little bit breezy today, maximum wind gusts since midnight about 26 miles per hour here in Baton Rouge, 30 in New Iberia, 30 in Morgan City, 37 clocking in New Orleans, and 34 also in Belk Chase. And because these easterly winds have been pretty gusty at times, there has been the threat for some coastal flooding. Did see some reports of coastal flooding near La Place, the west shore of Lake Pontchartrain, and so we do have that coastal flood advisory for a good portion of the Louisiana coast, and also now newly updated coastal flood warning in that lighter pink teal color there. That does include the southern coastline or area of Kent-Hope Parish, Livingston Parish, as well as portion of East Ascension Parish as well, even down to about St. John the Baptist Parish too, for a chance for some minor coastal flooding to the area thanks to those breezy winds. Now, thankfully though, those winds will be decreasing as you go into your Thursday and won't be as breezy out there as the system will begin to move westward. Over the next 2 days, bulk of heavier rainfall, you see that bullseye into portions of Mexico and southern Texas, where we could see some more flooding there. But notice here in Louisiana, that chance for rain does begin to decrease, and so not too much rain overall comparatively over the next few days here in Baton Rouge. So thankfully, local impacts are pretty minimal from the system as it begins to move away from our area and toward Texas and Mexico. But this is the area we look for tropical development in the month of June in the Gulf of Mexico for things to spin up close toward home possibly. So something to keep an eye on for sure as you go through the month of June into July as well. And of course, we'll always keep you up to date on tracking the tropics online and on air. BeOurProud.com.